what I am saying that whenever a mass will be kept on a horizontal surface, the weight of the body will act vertically downward, right, and from the surface there will be another force that should act on the mass in the upward direction. This force N will be known as the normal reaction force by the horizontal surface on the block of mass M. The question arises, why do we have the need to discuss this normal reaction force? Because in Newton's laws of motion, you will be studying in the next class, that is, in Newton's laws of motion there is a third law saying that whenever one body is having contact with other bodies, so there must be a contact force, justifying Newton's third law. Every action should have equal and opposite reaction force, right? Every action force should have equal and opposite reaction force. So we can say mg is the action force here, mg is the action force by the mass small m on the surface, and this is that reaction force. So action and reaction forces are equal and opposite. Action force acting downward, so reaction force is acting upward in direction. So question arises, normally due to this reaction force will be equal in value than that of action force. That means the numerical value of normal reaction, that is the force exerted by the ground surface on the mass m, that will be just equal to the value of weight of the body only. If the body is having its weight mg acting vertically downward, then the surface will exert equal value of reaction force, which should be numerically equal to mg only. Got my point? So this N force will be sufficient enough to keep the body at rest on the surface of contact. But suppose if I want to move the body in the upward direction, then some additional force will be required, because N is the contact force due to the contact between mass M and the ground surface. N is the contact force, normal reaction due to the mass M and the ground in contact, right. So that force will just be equal to mg, it will counterbalance the weight of the body and will justify the mass M to experience balancing force. N cannot be greater than mg. So if N cannot be greater than mg, then mass automatically cannot bounce upward, cannot leave the surface from the ground. To move the body upward along the vertical line, definitely upward direction force value must be greater than the downward force. If upward direction force is greater in magnitude than downward force, then only we can think the net motion can be taken place upward. Because we know that whenever there will be net force, resultant force, or in other words unequal forces will act on a body in opposite direction, then only we can think about the concept of net force or resultant force acting on it. So when some additional force F acts on the body, when some additional force F acts on the body of mass M along vertically upward, then this mass can be moved vertically upward Got my point? Primarily I have said that N, which is the normal reaction, that becomes equal to mg. So N force being equal to mg, that won't help the mass M to leave the surface of contact and to have a motion in vertically upward in direction. It cannot change its vertical position and it cannot move vertically upward unless and until if we see some excess force acting on the mass in the vertically upward direction. So primarily N will be just equal to mg, and because of that reason the mass cannot move upward in direction, right? But when we apply some additional force F, then what happens? Additional force value along with the normal reaction primarily becomes more than mg, and we can get the chance to lift the body from the surface of contact. Got my point? Could you follow what I mean? Fine. So when some additional force acts on the body of mass M along vertically upward in direction, then the mass can be moved vertically upward. So absolutely at the starting instant, F plus N is definitely greater than mg. Absolutely at the starting instant, F plus N is greater than mg, because primarily N was alone equal to mg, but now apart from N some more force has been added on the mass in the upward direction. So if N was alone equal to mg, so when along with N some F value has been added, F magnitude, F Newton force has been added in the vertically upward direction, then don't you think that F getting added with N is now appearing more than mg? Yes or no? Yes? Fine. But the question arises, this can happen definitely at the starting instant. At the starting instant, F along with N becomes more than mg, and we get the chance to lift the mass from the surface of contact, isn't it? Could you follow what I mean? Absolutely at the starting instant, when we see that this F plus N becomes greater than mg, we get the chance to lift the mass from the surface of contact. But now after that, first you write down this much, I will discuss again. Important, each and every line what I am writing is towards making a clear understanding about the concept, and I hope you are able to grasp each and every line, each and every statement what I am making. Fine. Done? Okay. So now as I have written initially, at the starting instant F plus N greater than mg, and we get the chance to lift the mass from the surface of contact. Now there can be a crisis situation, then after that within a fraction of a second we can see a crisis situation of argument. For example, now according to the diagram, you can, if you see the diagram properly, I have drawn it. Mass M is just above than the surface of contact, that means it has lost the contact with the ground. Am I clear? Fine. So once it has lost the contact with the ground, that means already it has left the surface. obviously at this instant, for example, it is at t equal to t1 second, immediate after leaving the surface of contact. Is it clear? Yes. Now F is still acting on it because it was the F with the help of which we could make it possible to lift the mass from the surface of contact, and weight of the mass mg is still acting vertically downward direction, but as because the mass has left the surface of contact, so that means we are very sorry, we are not getting the normal contact force now. We are not getting the normal contact force now. That normal contact force which was in our consideration and argument absolutely at the starting instant when it was primarily in contact with the surface, but within few seconds, within fraction of second, as soon as it is observed to leave the surface of contact, then we can see N is not now available. Got my point? Do you understand why I am saying that N is not available now? Absolutely, as because it has lost the contact, and I wrote it down in the very first line that N is the normal reaction force due to contact. So that can only exist when contact will be maintained. As soon as it has left the contact, so there is no reason for N to still available on the mass. So now for this is the FBD, this is the availability of the forces immediate after leaving the contact, right? Now, if the body of mass m still continues its vertical motion, vertically upward motion, then F need to be itself greater than mg. Previously we were making an argument that F plus N was greater than mg, but that should further maintain this possibility also, out of which F itself should be greater than mg, then only just after lifting the body from surface of contact, still it can be moved upward. Because what will happen? Initially with a sudden jerk, F plus N can help you to become greater than mg, but as soon as the body will leave the contact, if numerically F is not greater than mg, then what will happen? At this instant mg, if mg in a reverse way, mg becomes greater in magnitude of F, then it will again fall down on the ground. It won't be able to make it possible to keep moving vertically upward. To maintain the motion in the upward direction force has to be greater in value than the downward direction force on the mass. The net force when act in the upward direction, then only the body will move vertically upward, right? So that's why we must understand the actual argument of the applied force. It should not be sufficient enough to be greater than mg along with N, rather it should be greater than mg alone. In alone it should be greater in value than the value of the weight of the body, that is mg. And if it happens, then obviously body will be moving vertically upward, so long as the state of this will be maintained in moving upward. Got my point? So we can say when this mechanism will happen, when we are saying that F is greater than mg, that means I can say net force upward. I can say net force upward, isn't it? So when the concept of saying net force acting upward, that does mean when we are saying that net force acting, that means we are making the argument, this implies that upward acceleration, this implies that about the argument of having upward acceleration on the mass. So when the mass will be having motion upward in direction along with acceleration, as because upward force is assumed to be greater than mg, showing that the net force is upward in direction. So therefore that net force can be written, can we write down net force is equal to F minus mg. For example, if mg is 10 Newton and upward force is 12 Newton, then 12 minus 10, net force will be how much? 2 Newton. For an understanding, if I assume mg is for example 10 Newton, weight of a body stands 10 Newton and the applied force is numerically 12 Newton, because applied force has to be more than mg. We are writing that, we are considering it, applied force need to be more than mg. So if I am taking, if I assume the weight of the body as 10 Newton, then I have to assume the upward force is more than 10 Newton, let it be 12 Newton, then 12 minus 10, 2 Newton will be the resultant force. So how do we get that? 12 minus 10, the force which is available in the direction of motion must be greater in value. So from that we will subtract the force value which is opposite in direction of motion. Isn't it? Could you follow what I said? I said, for example, if this is 10 Newton and this is 12 Newton, then what will be the resultant force? 2 Newton. 12 minus 10, because the force which will be available in the direction of motion, as because I have taken the direction is, it is moving vertically upward, so upward force is more than downward force, that can only help the mass to keep moving vertically upward, and then upward force minus downward force will be the resultant force. So as per this assumed data, 12 minus 10 will be 2 Newton will be the resultant force, and due to that resultant force acceleration can be generated, because force is equal to mass into acceleration, yes or no? So if force is equal to mass into acceleration, then whenever there will be a net force, resultant force, then only so called acceleration term can be available. Yeah. Right. So that means net force will be F minus mg, that will be m into a. Right. So that means that a can be written F minus mg divided by m. Can I write down this? So that means I can get the numerical value of a, which can be something like this. Isn't it? F by m minus mg by m. In doing that, m will be getting cancelled out. So it is F by m minus g. So this acceleration in unit wise meter per second square, that should be available in the upward direction. Got my point? So when this will be available upward in direction, just a minute. Just I'll call it. So when this will be available upward in direction, this implies that velocity must be increasing. Velocity must be increasing while going upward. velocity must be increasing while going upward. Could you follow? Because we are saying that acceleration is available in the upward direction, so the direction along which acceleration exists, in that direction velocity usually increases, because acceleration means acceleration is defined as the what? Say acceleration is defined as change in velocity by time taken, and that change is final velocity minus initial velocity, because acceleration is known to be v minus u by t. When acceleration is said to be positive, the direction along which acceleration exists, in that direction velocity increases. So as we are saying acceleration in the upward direction, so that means in upward direction velocity must increase, isn't it? So according to this case, what are the things happening? I can say the applied force is doing positive work, because the direction in which force is acting on the mass, the body is moving in that direction. Yes or no? So I can say one first point, positive work. I can say positive work done by applied force F. Is that clear? Applied force is doing positive work because applied force is acting upward and body is also getting displacement upward. What did I say? The direction along which the body will move, if that is the direction of the force, then by the force work done will be positive. And if a body moves in a direction which is opposite to the direction of the force of argument, then with respect to that force the body will be said to be moving against the force, means work done by that force will be negative. So as I am rating positive work done by applied force F, similarly can I say there is negative work done by the weight of the body, negative work done by the weight of the body mg. Why I am saying that there is a negative work done by the weight of the body mg? Tell me why?
Because it's against the direction of the force.
Correct, because mg is acting downward, though body is moving upward, the weight always acts vertically downward towards the earth and the body is moving upward. So mg is acting downward, but displacement is taking place upward. So with respect to mg force, I can say it is a negative work done. So yeah, with respect to the mg force direction, the body is getting upward motion, the body is displacing upward in direction. That means mg force acting downward, but the displacement is taking place in the upward direction. So with respect to mg force, this displacement is opposite. Mg force is acting downward and displacement of the body is taking place upward, though body is moving upward, but every time the mg force direction wise acts downward. So with respect to mg force, displacement is opposite in direction, that's why it will be said to be negative work done by the weight of the body. The reason behind, the weight is acting vertically downward and the body is getting displacement upward in direction. So could you follow? How do we discuss, how do we consider about the work done calculation by a force that acts on a body when it is moving along a straight line? Either it moves in the direction of the applied force for which we are discussing work done, or the body moves opposite to the direction of the force for which we are discussing work done. So under which condition work done by a force is said to be positive, or in which direction work done by a force is said to be negative? I hope you have understood this in a very clear cut concept. this much concept, this much idea is absolutely thorough so far as till this point is concerned. Is it or not? Okay. So I will keep this discussion up to this point only. There are many more discussions regarding this work done evaluations, various situations. I will teach you those things in our next class. So do you find it was a new thing? It is a interesting thing for your conceptual learning is concerned?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was absolutely a new thing, and I hope though it was new, but you have got it crystal clear understanding, isn't it?
Yes.
Fine. So we will continue this in our next class, okay? And till then, so we will be having our next class on which day? Friday. As per schedule, we will go Friday class for maths. Okay, and if I get time, I will again do a class on Sunday for physics. Okay, okay. See you then. Bye. Bye.